Transitional Kindergarten families. My name is Denise Giroux, and I am one of 4 transitional kindergarten teachers that your child may possibly get this year. Now, I'm excited to tell you about the Embark program and to show you how to log on. So what I'd like to do, I'm going to take you to my classroom website, and I have right on my very first page, Mrs. Giroux's website, is the OLS login. That is, if you would bookmark to your child's teacher's class website, you have all the information you need right here on this one page. You click on that OLS login link, and it will open up to your online school. You'll type in your username, your password, and then log right into the school. Now, this is a demo account. It will say, welcome, your name, not Ben Graph. This is just a demo account, but it will look just like this. It will have your to-do list, which is very important. Attendance, this is something that you must log in every single day for each of your children. So this demo account, I have 4 students. Now, you may only have 2 children, you may have 1 child. It will just depend. It will actually say your child's name, and it will have their daily plan here, a weekly plan if you want to get that big overview picture, looking at progress, which we'll talk about later, your courses, and your lessons. What I'd like to do is take you through the first day of school. Now, I'm going to click on Student 2, and I'm going to click on their daily plan because that's my little TKer, and I want to do the first day's lesson. So right here, very important, you will see Class Connect sessions. In the morning, every single morning, you will see a link here with your child's name, circle time, and with their teacher's name. So it might be Mrs. Giroux, it might be Mrs. Fryer, it will have your teacher's name. You will want to click on this little link right here, and that will take you to Blackboard. And Blackboard's a very fun experience. The kids will have a great time at circle time. There are several other classes that may be on their schedule depending on the day of the week. We offer 1 math class, 1 phonics class, 1 science class, and 1 shared reading class a week. And your children are all invited to attend these classes to add enrichment to their daily schedules. Now, below this are the courses or the things that they need to complete for the day. So today is the first day of school, so I'm going to do Embark plus Math. That's my first class. It's Unit 1, Lesson 1, and we're going to be working on numbers 1 to 4. What you'll do is you'll click right on that. This little screen will pop up. It will say, do you want to change to your student's account, which you most likely will because you'll want to do it in your student's account, but you can stay in the Learning Coach account, this is your account, which you need to do the attendance in. So I'm going to stay on my Learning Coach account because I'm not actually a student and I don't have access to student accounts. And this is what you will see. It's saying, whoops, I've already started that lesson, sorry. Okay, I want to actually go to the lesson. What it's saying is because I have started this lesson, and this is the end part of the lesson. It's the assessment. So let's see if I can go back really quick. Let's go back. Oh, here it is. Okay, perfect. So this is what will come up. Unit 1, I Am Special. That's the first book or module in our Embark series. They will want you to watch a short introductory video, and that's going to take you through the course and talk to you about all the important things about navigating your teacher's manual. It's a great way to stay organized and help your child get the best experience possible. Now, after you watch that introductory video, you'll click this little arrow, which will bring you to the next screen. Now, you can click on the guidebook, but you also have these guidebooks at home. So if you want, you can look at your guidebook, or it has it here for you, and that will tell you what lesson. Now, we've gotten to the page where your child is ready to learn. What you want to do is you want to open the Embark. This is going to open the Embark program. What it's going to do is I'm going to click on it, and it's going to open another tab. Again, it may ask you to log back in, and then this cute little caterpillar dances and it loads. Now we are on the Embark program or school itself for the children. You can see there are very fun, friendly pictures, and it's very child friendly. Now there are 18 units to the whole entire Embark program for the year. We are going to start on Unit 1, I Am Special. We will click on the star, and it loads for us in a very child-friendly manner. The globe is for social studies, the paintbrush is for art, the numbers 1, 2, 3 will be math, ABC is for language arts, the leaf is science, and the little music notes is for music. And these are all the courses that are offered in Embark. Now, if you click on Show Titles, that will tell you, oh, just in case you forget this is language arts, this is more for the adults, the Show Titles. We have these really child-friendly icons for the kids. Now, remember, we're doing math. If you forget, you can always click back on that link. That was the other tab, and it said, oh yeah, I'm doing Unit 1, Lesson 1 in math. So I'm going here to my little numbers. Now this is how math is set up, and actually all of the curriculum is set up this way. Math, oh, and it has the titles for you. You can hide them if you want. Math has 6 lessons. We're working on lesson number 1, Unit 1. So these 3 things, whoops, I clicked on that. This is an offline activity. These 3 items here are what is going to have to be completed on day 1. You'll notice that up in this corner here, there's this little green circle with a blue arrow. That means this activity is going to be online. Your child will do an online activity. If it doesn't have that little arrow, that means it's an offline activity. It's something you're going to do at home with your child. It's going to be a hands-on activity. So you notice there's 2 parts that'll be hands-on at home, 1 part that will be online with your child. This is the guidebook. If you are not certain of what you're doing, maybe you forgot your guidebook, maybe you like to open the guidebook online, this will open the guidebook for you, and it will open to the exact page you need. There it is, numbers 1 to 4. It'll tell you 15 minutes will be offline, then we're going to be doing an online activity that should take about 10 minutes, then we're going to do another offline activity for 15 minutes. It'll have your objectives, and it's going to tell you exactly what to say to your child, the questions to ask. Over here are some of the vocabulary terms you're going to go over, some materials you're going to be needing, some crayons, some newsprint, some number cards, perhaps a stapler if you want to make a little book, because that is one of the activities, is to make a little number book. So this will be your activity guidebook. Now you might have your handy dandy guidebook next to you, so you don't need this. I'll close that up. I'm going to go just and let's pretend we've done that part already. We're going to do activity number 2, the online part. This is just for your child to do. So we begin it.
Begin.
Let's count together. Click each
Button.
you see.
So we're looking for the buttons. We're going to have that child count together.
1,
1,
2,
2.
You counted all
2 buttons.
And then they will
Next.
click on the
Click
next.
each
B.
you see.
All right, how many B's do you see?
1,
1, and we click on it.
You counted
1 B.
Now, I want to mention that I am using a mouse, and your child may not be used to using a mouse. This is a skill that we want to work on in transitional kindergarten, how to use a mouse, clicking. But if they are not yet comfortable with using a mouse, there is a way that you can visit Embark on your tablet, and your child can use a touch screen with the tablet to visit the Embark program. Now, during our Class Connect sessions in Blackboard and Circle Time, unfortunately, we can't access it just yet on the tablet. But for these activities on Embark, they can visit the tablet. So let's imagine that your child has done very well. They've completed that whole online series. They've completed all 3 sections. So they are done with this lesson. What I want you to do is click back onto that open tab that you have. Now you are done. You are ready to take, well actually you're not done. You're ready to take the assessment or assess your child. So that loads. And that was that first page you kind of saw. It says, let's begin the assessment. There's going to be 3 questions. It will not take you 5 minutes. You've been working with your child for about 40 minutes now, and you probably have a pretty good idea of what they know. So you'll want to click the arrow and begin the assessment. The first question will ask you, can the student apply number concepts to count body parts? They'll give you these options. A, they demonstrate proficiency. That means everything they say is correct. B, they're showing progress. They're mostly correct. C, they're just beginning. They got a few correct, but they kind of are confused about counting body parts, or they couldn't even answer at all, and that is fine. Any of these answers are fine. Let's just say that B, they're showing progress. They got them mostly correct. Then we'll go to the second part. Next question. When looking at printed numerals, can the child identify and say aloud the numbers 1 to 4? Well, they did that excellent. We made that number book. They counted. They identified those numbers 1 to 4, so they got them all correct. If they didn't get them correct, it would be mostly correct B, or they're just beginning, maybe they only knew numbers 1, then that would be C, or they couldn't answer at all. So let's just say that they got their numbers 1 through 4 correct. Number 3, giving visual representations, is the student able to correctly name the number represented in pictures? So that little B, were they able to click on it and count 1? The buttons, were they able to count 1, 2? If they were able to do all those things, then they would be A, all correct. Let's say they did really great, all correct. The last thing you must do is submit, and that's it. Those 3 easy little questions. Now that will be marked as complete. It will go back. We'll close this. They have 88%. They've mastered this lesson. I'm going to close it out. And this is important. You want to take a look at the plan. It should show up again, and it shows as a solid green circle with a little check. That means that lesson is completed. A lot of times I will see that your child has done everything, but you didn't have time to take the assessment. Sometimes people will see that and they'll just say, oh yes, there's the lesson checkpoint. Let me see, let's just say, oh, this is going to take us through the assessment. Well, we didn't have time to do that assessment, let's say today, and I'm just going to click on the circle. And it says, I'm done with this lesson. Well, yep, I'm done, so I click I'm done, and I'm going to have to enter some attendance, save it. Now you'll notice, uh-oh, it's a half circle. I didn't take the assessment. That's what that tells me, and that says that the student did not master the lesson. So as a teacher, I think, uh-oh, I better make sure that I go back and either, 1, have my child take the assessment or have myself assess my child, or 2, I have to revisit this lesson because they didn't really get it. So maybe tomorrow I'm going to go over it again with them and see if they could get it, and then go over some other lessons. Then I can go to this lesson checkpoint and do the assessment. So we do not want to see these circles. I understand though sometimes your child doesn't master a concept, and that is very, very fine. But you need to make sure to revisit it, okay? Because I don't want your child to keep moving on and moving on without mastering the skills that they need. Because this program does build on itself. It's spiral, and it will go back and revisit concepts all the time, but we really want to make sure they're mastering lessons and not just moving ahead. So again, I'll just make sure I'll take that lesson checkpoint, and I will click through the assessment. I'll begin the assessment. I will answer the questions. And this, again, it says Unit 1, Lesson 1. This is Unit 1, Lesson 1 in Language Arts. So if I wanted to go to do that, do you see right now I'm in math? I would go back to the star. Let's just make sure you guys can kind of remember. Remember, Language Arts is the ABC, so I'm going to click on the Language Arts. It will load.